In this month of Quest Board, Genshin fans rejoice, games are suddenly dying, and Nintendo is pumping out a crap ton of games. Well, a lot of stuff has happened in August, and we're here to give you a recap of what happened in the JRPG, mobile gaming, and miscellaneous side of things. So, take a seat and let's talk about it. Starting off with some of the biggest news, Minato Aqua from Hololive has officially graduated on the 28th of August. Her graduation stream ended up being the most viewed VTuber stream of all time, with a peak of over 700,000 viewers. As a farewell, she held a concert with her fellow Hololive members and fans. Honestly, it is incredible what Aqua was able to achieve, and it's safe to say that she certainly will not be forgotten. We wish her all the best. Moving on to some stuff from mobile games, Snowbreak Containment Zone is once again facing some problems. This time due to some factors beyond their control, but as you'll see, it's most likely censorship stuff. Many outfits in the game will be redesigned, and some of them won't be available for purchase anymore. The characters that will be affected include Frita, Tess, Fenny, Life, Bluebolt, Acacia, Echel, Cherno, and Enya. Though if you already purchased their outfits, thankfully you can keep them. This has gotten to the point where the Chinese government has been involved. Snowbreak actually changed its rating to 18+, in hopes of bypassing the censorship restrictions, especially since how it's become the game's main focus now. The government actually warned the developers in May, but it seems that nothing was done, which could allude to the sudden censorship changes that are happening right now. Despite that, the developers are still doing their best to maintain their fan service. Genshin on the other hand, well, it is absolutely thriving right now. This might just be one of the biggest updates to Genshin in a while. So first off, there's the highly anticipated Pyro region, Natlan. The release of the new region also aligns with the 4th anniversary, which brings a ton of quality of life changes that everyone has been dying to see. And as a quick summary, new region, free 5-star, and Primo Gems! Now there's too many to list in this video, but we made a whole separate video talking about all the new mechanics and the various changes, so check it out on the top right corner. And yes, we do a bunch of early reviews and news like this, so if you want to keep up to date, make sure you subscribe to us. So enough about the mobile side of things, there are a few games that are unfortunately ending their service very soon. You remember Blue Protocol? Well, honestly, I kind of forgot when it was gonna release, just too many games out there. It was actually released in Japan in June of 2023, but unfortunately for us, it is ending its service. Bandai stated that the Japanese servers will shut down in January 2025, and because of this, the global release will be cancelled as well. Besides Blue Protocol, the global server of Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius, is also ending its service on the 30th of October 2024. It launched all the way back on the 30th of June 2016, and it has been maintaining its presence ever since, though recently, the developers have come to the conclusion that it will be difficult to support and maintain the experience of the game, hence it is ending its service. Harry Potter Magic Awakened is also another game that is ending its service, and its end date is on 29 October. However, this only applies to servers in America, Europe, and Oceania, so Asia players, you're actually safe. All players will not be able to make in-game purchases anymore starting on the 26th of August 2024, but you can still play until the end of service date. For those of you who thought of transferring accounts, well, unfortunately that's not possible because there's no server transfer. Games aren't the only thing that are ending service though. NetEase Games is closing down Ouka Studios, who are the developers of Visions of Mana, which, by the way, literally released a few days ago, and now the developers are gone. So turns out, they've been cutting out their staff ever since spring, but still, it's crazy to think that the development studio is just suddenly gone, right when the game launched. But take this with a grain of salt though, because this is merely news from a Bloomberg report regarding Tencent and NetEase. Speaking of Visions of Mana, if you're interested in that game, we also did a review on it. Again, top right corner. Well, let's look on the bright side, because there's a bunch of announcements and upcoming releases that were announced in August. Nintendo Direct just happened, and there are a bunch of games to look forward to. My personal favorite has to be Trails in the Sky the First, which is a remake of the original Trails in the Sky FC. Trails in the Sky has 3 games though, so we might potentially see a remake of Sky the Second and the Third. So finally, we have a modern entry point through the Trails series. Meanwhile, a new alchemist has joined the crew as well. Atelier Yumiya, the Alchemist of Memories, and the Envisioned Land has been announced. This is the first new mainline Atelier game since Atelier Resna, though Atelier Resna is kind of a gacha game, so I don't know, maybe Resna funded Yumiya, There will be a live stream by Gust on the 2nd of September, so there's a good chance they'll be talking about the release date. Besides that, Hollow Knight Silksong is not here yet. It's Yakuza Kiwami, which is set to release on 24th October 2024. Thank you, Dame Dane Man. Besides these 3 games, there are plenty of other announcements as well, including Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster, Rune Factory, Tales of Graces Remastered, Dragon Quest Monsters, and many more. If you want to see the full list of games, we've actually written an article about this. Yeah, top right corner. Outside of Nintendo, we have some more news regarding Final Fantasy XVI. If you didn't know, it's been more than a year since Final Fantasy XVI released on the PS5, but it is finally getting a PC release on 17 September 2024. The director of the game, Hiroshi Takai, believes that Square Enix won't get anything out of delaying its release either, which is good news for us, as it might mean that future Final Fantasy games will release on PC on day 1. Following the PC release date, it just appeared on PS Plus as well. It's likely due to the Xbox announcement and the fact that it's gonna come to the Game Pass, so perhaps they're just sharing some with PlayStation, I don't know. Speaking of Xbox, the producer of Final Fantasy XVI and XIV, Naoki Yoshida, shares his thoughts on Xbox releases. According to him, their focus on PlayStation exclusivity has actually led to a financial dip. Understandably, Xbox is kind of a tough target in Japan, because their competitors, who are PlayStation and Nintendo, are literally in Japan. But when Final Fantasy XIV released on Xbox, it was met with a good response, so perhaps that's prompting Square Enix to finally pursue the Xbox platform now. From now on, it is mentioned that they are switching to a multi-platform strategy, and PC will also be considered more now, as we've seen with Final Fantasy XVI. And that's all the biggest JRPG news, mobile gaming news, and miscellaneous topics from this month. What do you think we should cover next time? Let us know in the comments, and we might just cover it on the next month of Quest Board.